The third lesson in Module 3 deals with expected value. Now keep in mind, when you're doing expected value, it's just your mean, so it's just n times p. But if you have different, let's say, probability values in different situations, then you may have like one n times p plus another n times p plus another n times p. For example, if you're doing something that, like example of betting, if you're betting and you may win or lose money, then you're going to have an expected value for winning and an expected value for losing, and you would add those together. So it's a little bit different. This is an expected value for the game Deal or No Deal. Okay, it says in the television game show Deal or No Deal, and like I said, I apologize about the reading, but just listen. You have a contestant who is trying to choose between an acceptance of an offer of $193,000 or continuing to play the game. If she continues to refuse all further offers, she would have one of these 5 equally likely prizes. That expression is extremely important. That's going to tell you the probability of each one of these prizes is the same. So I have 75, 300, 75,000, 500,000, and a million. So there's 5 prizes, which means the probability of each one of these prizes is 1/5 because they're equally likely. Find her expected value if she continues the game and refused all further offers. So technically, like I said, expected value is just your mean. And since we're talking about binomial again, it's n times p. Now since we've got several different categories here, basically what you're going to do is add them all up. You would do 1/5 times 75 plus 1/5 times 300. Plus 1/5 times 75,000 plus 1/5 times 500,000 plus 1/5 times 1 million. Alright, you would get the same results if you added up all your prize values and then just multiplied by 1/5, because it's the distributive property. It works both ways. Alright, if we do it this way, I'm going to type this into my calculator. Okay, and when I do this, I get that my expected value, or my mean, is $315,075. Okay, so if that's my mean, this is based on find her expected value if she continues the game or refused all further offers. Well, that's her mean if she were to do that. Based on this result, so should she accept the offer of $193,000 or should she continue? Well, obviously 315 is more than $193,000, so based just off the statistics, she should continue to play the game. However, we all know that when you're gambling, you could end up with the $75, but again, this is an expected value. It's an average. Now, obviously, she's not going to get that specific amount because that's not one of the prize amounts awarded. The only thing bigger than that would be the 500,000 or the 1 million. So she would not get that amount anyway, but based on that, you could say that she should continue to play the game. Okay, that's the idea of expected value.